Amazon is retreating from China as competition with homegrown companies heats up. The world's largest online retailer says it will no longer operate a marketplace or provide seller services on its local site. Online shoppers there will still have access to the firm's global store with products from countries like the UK and the US, but it's leaving its domestic shop behind. Reuters correspondent Kane Wu is on the story.
I would say that after 15 years being in China, Amazon still hasn't fully adapted to how the China market works. Compared to its peers, it still follows global standards, and company sources have told us that any decision that is to be made in China would have to get approval from their US headquarters. So compared to its peers in China, it lacks flexibility. I wouldn't say that. It's a tragic thing for them. For Amazon, they're refocusing their strategy in Asia. Getting out of China hasn't been, that difficult because they haven't been making a lot of money in China to begin with. But sources have told us that they're now focusing more on India.
It's part of a broader pullout of other big Western stores in a country where Alibaba's Tmall and JD.com dominate. Analysts say last year the two controlled more than 80% of the Chinese e-commerce market.
We have been reporting about a lot of multinational companies re-strategizing in Asia and from the traditional retail part of the world. We have seen some supermarket retailers such as Germany's Metro rethinking their China plans. They're trying to find a new local partner or perhaps selling a stake in their China business.
US-listed shares of Alibaba and JD briefly rose on Wednesday after Reuters first reported the move.
China's biggest auto show is shaping into a contest for automakers to show how serious they are about going electric in a country with a big appetite for battery-powered cars. Global brands are taking on scores of Chinese startups. This year's new models targeting the world's biggest car market include everything from low-cost, locally made EVs for city streets to a battery-powered supercar. And they're all aiming for some of the electric sales of Chinese market favourite Tesla. Reuters' Joe White reports from the showroom floor.
The Shanghai Auto Show is turning into an electric vehicle rodeo. I'm sitting in the ID rooms, a Volkswagen electric autonomous concept vehicle. This vehicle is like a living room on wheels, and it's not real, not yet. But soon enough, the Chinese market will have a lot of very real electric and eventually autonomous vehicles, because this market, the largest in the world, is where automakers are pouring in investment to electrify transportation.
Set to hit the road in 2021, VW says the ID rooms will go 450 kilometres or 280 miles from one charge. That pits it as a direct rival to Tesla's high-end Model X. And it's not the only product in the VW pipeline. The company says they're planning on 33 electric vehicles for the company's family of brands by 2023.
Electric vehicles are big in China for a number of reasons, but a principal one is that the Chinese government wants automakers to stop burning petroleum. They want them to go electric, to clean up the air and help with energy security. The challenge for the auto industry is that there are so many electric vehicles launched or ready to be launched in this market and coming over the next 3 to 5 years, that it's not at all clear that consumer demand will grow fast enough to give everybody a profitable foothold.
Toyota's also showing their hand at Shanghai, agreeing to sell electric car technology to Chinese startup Singulato. That's according to Reuters sources at both companies. It's a deal that should allow the local firm to speed up its development of a mini EV that will be priced at just $15,000. And based on a Toyota design from 2012. But the company's just one of more than 50 EV startups in China, and which of those will actually make it to market here is almost anybody's guess.
Done. Here we go.
The need for technology like this robotic arm is obvious when you consider that 1 million adults in the US need someone to help them eat. This robotic arm has been developed at the University of Washington. And while the hardware itself is not new, the intelligence that's been added to it is.
A very big focus of our work is to be able to take existing hardware and be able to use artificial intelligence and machine learning to be able to make it perform superhuman things. I think it was very important for us that we could take the same robot arm, the same wheelchair, that these users were very comfortable using and were using in their homes, and retrofit it with our technology.
The robotic arm has a pincer hand that can pick up a fork equipped with a pressure sensor to avoid injury. A camera mounted on the robotic arm uses computer vision and machine learning to recognize different pieces of fruit. The camera learns to recognize the user's eyes, nose, and most importantly, their mouth, and can adapt when the person moves. It also follows verbal commands from the user.
Eating free-form food is actually a very intricate manipulation task because this is a deformable object. They are hard to model, and it's in a cluttered plate. So it takes into account both manipulation as well as human-robot interaction challenges.
The system is in its early stages.
Here we go.
The research team expects it to take years to perfect.
Oops, let me try again.
They hope it will be able to handle more than just solid pieces of fruit.
Ready to eat. Let me get out of your way.
The lion roars in the remake of a classic, and so does its creator, as Walt Disney lays down a challenge to the other big beasts of streaming. At $7 a month, $70 a year, it'll undercut Netflix when it launches its Disney Plus video service on November the 12th. Also announced on Thursday, $1 billion to go into original programming in fiscal 2020. That'll double over 4 years. And 60 to 90 million subscribers targeted by 2024. It's a big ask. With nearly 140 million customers worldwide, Netflix is dominant, and others will be biting at their heels.
Apple TV Plus.
Apple unveiled a streaming and channel service last month. Apple Plus to feature content from Hollywood heavyweights like Steven Spielberg and J.J. Abrams. AT&T's Warner Media is also planning a new service. But what Disney is keen to stress is its treasure trove of legendary titles. Its presentation on Thursday featured this revamped blockbuster hit, plus dozens of others, including Avatar and those gained with its $71 billion acquisition of 21st Century Fox film and TV assets last month.
You must take your place.
Highlighting Disney's hope that in the video jungle at least, content will be king.
In the circle of life.
Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp were all unavailable to thousands of users across the globe on Sunday. Website Down Detector, which monitors outages, said there were more than 14,000 incidents of people reporting issues with Facebook at its peak. DownDetector.com's live outage map showed the issues were mainly in Europe, and users reported that the 3 Facebook-owned services were down for more than 3 hours. That's shorter than the outage Facebook experienced in March, when users reported that all 3 services were inaccessible for more than 24 hours, one of its longest outages. Users on Sunday took to where else Twitter to complain about the outages, with one tweeting, "Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp are down, so I guess I have to socialize with my friends now."